All right, you're asking for it, so here it is. Listen to this.
I want you folks laughing at we partners pod, kid. You understand? We in here drinking, singing, singing, all that shit, dog. We sweating, getting wet, all that.
All right, welcome to the Drinking Partners podcast. It is with a heavy heart that I have to send my condolences to the family of Donnie Yon, good brother in Alpha, one of the first brothers that I met in Alpha. Always accepted me, always provided words of wisdom, was always a good spirit. Just to see the outpouring of condolences and just love, since we learned of his passing, it's just a testament to how great of a brother he is, man. He had an infectious smile that could light up a room, you know what I mean? If you knew Donnie, he battled some things health-wise and always did it with grace, you know what I mean? Never made an excuse, family man. So, again, I want to extend my condolences to his family, man, and just remember, how great of a dude he was as he transitions his spirit to the next phase of life. And in that vein, I want to welcome you to the 180th episode of the Drinking Partners podcast. Yes, this is our Chris Carter episode. Now, let me explain. We just went through a whole series of 70-somethings, and we always were saying these are the offensive linemen, the front line, you know what I mean? They had the front line of defense, the front line of blocking, making sure everything goes. And now we transition into that number 80, where in the sport of football, generally that is wide receivers. Receiving, they get the glory, but they receive, they need that teamwork. You got to get that pass from the quarterback. That quarterback got to be on point. And that's kind of what we do here. You know what I mean? Like, we receive a lot of accolades. We receive a lot of love. And it's not to go or to fall on deaf ears. Like, we get a lot of support, man. It wouldn't happen without the craft brew industry, without you listeners, you know what I mean? And Chris Carter, one of my favorite wide receivers, man, he may not go down as the greatest. A lot of people think, oh, why you ain't do Jerry Rice? He got all the numbers, but Chris Carter had all the grace. He made all the wild catches, you know what I mean?
And I fucking love him.
It's dope as hell.
I love him. I love to watch him. Like,
oh, yeah, and he transitioned into that. Yeah. So Chris Carter, man, shout out to you. Always keeping it real, always keeping it funky, you know what I mean? Well connected. He's connected across all sports, you know what I mean? Football players,
very well spoken,
basketball players, well spoken. So, Chris Carter, this episode's for you, and Donnie, this one's for you, man. I am happy hosting Tandem Ed Bailey. I'm joined as always with my co-host Dave Bracey. Say what up to the people.
What's good with you people? We are Drinking Partners, and if you're looking for us, you can find us on epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, and Google Play under Drinking Partners. You can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at PartnersPod. 180 episodes? Is that 180?
180, that's a half turn.
Man, 180 episodes, man. We've been asking. I just caught that. 180 episodes. We've been asking y'all, and we will continue to ask you, man. Please hop on iTunes, hop on Facebook, rate and review. That's how we know we're doing well. That's how we let others know that we're doing well, and that's how we continue to do well. So please hop on iTunes, hop on Facebook, rate and review.
Listen, you love us. You see us in public. You tell us you love us. Now, at the click of a button, please tell the internet, please tell the world. And as always, 180 episodes in, we will continue to say it. We've always said it. In lieu of rates and reviews, we do accept shots of Hennessy. Shout out to Car Guy DJ and the Conways for starting the trend. And shout out to all of our people for being super supportive, always coming out to our events, always showing us love. But we need y'all to click that button, man. We need y'all to click and type something.
Just a couple words, a little, just a hey. Like,
yeah. Most important, you leave that 5 stars first, right? You let them know that we all that in a bag of chips. And then you could even type all that in a bag of chips. That's reference this episode. Let us know which episode you like. Let us know when people who've reviewed before. If you hear an episode, you really enjoyed it and you enjoyed some things about it, leave it on there, man. Yeah. You could tell us in person, but it would be really great if you said it on the internet so that I can have reviews to read at this juncture of this segment.
We done ran through all the reviews out there.
Getting all the ratings and then nobody wanted to type the characters. Everybody was complaining about Twitter with the 140 character limit. They jumped it up and then y'all just got all satisfied. Now y'all don't want to type shit no more.
Yeah, man. So rate and review. Appreciate that. We got anything coming up?
We always, every third Saturday of the month, we have Arcade Comedy Theater. We are just coming off of August 18th. So that was dope. We'll be back down in September, third Saturday of the month. Yeah. And as always, last Saturday of the month, we are at Comtra Theater.
Yeah.
Both shows are BYOB And we have a craft beer sponsor at each show.
Man, we got Mindful Brewing on deck at all of our shows now, man. So come get some of that fucking delicious ass brew, man. Like Marcus and Nick be like killing it down there.
Kind of want to pause that.
It came with the lime agave at the last show, and then the new world lager or whatever. Like it's like a hoppy lager, man. Ugh, they be bringing some shit, man. So always gonna get the BYOB and also free beer. And free beer. Like I don't know how people hear about these shows sometimes, man. Like they'll be walking in. They don't know what's going on. Have like a crowd of people just sitting in the lobby, and I'll be like, hey, the beer's free, and they're like, really?
We got beer too? Like, yeah, no, you didn't have to bring that. It was nice that you brought that for yourself, but we got that over there for you.
Like, how did you even, you didn't read the flyer? Like, you didn't see the free beer side or whatever? And then, they'll go over and then they'll ask the brewer, so how much is the beer? Like, we were lying. Like, we was trying to set them up.
We don't look trustworthy. We gotta go with the naked face. Like, we got too much facial hair. Nobody trusts random strangers with facial hair.
Yeah. We gotta get the naked chin.
Gotta get the naked chin.
At least a mustache. You get the fireman mustache.
Oh, not the Unabomber. I want the Unabomber face. I can't do that. I think dudes look so weird with just a mustache now, man.
It is off-putting at times.
Just a full-grown mustache. Like if you got a slight mustache, like a little skinny one, and no other facial hair, I can understand.
Yeah, if it's low, but like a big ass, but like the Tom Selleck. Yeah, I mean, like the whole. I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah, the nose tickler. So listen, if you're looking for tickets and information, we got arcadecomedytheater.com and ComtraTheater.ticketleap.com. Yeah, get some information on that. But always, BYOB, free craft beer, great comedy, man. Yeah. We built a little bit of a reputation as having one of the best live shows, if not the best.
I mean, I don't know. DV called us an institution. So,
an institution.
I mean, man, we'll go ahead and run with that. Speaking of craft beer, because this is a craft beer podcast, and we'd be drinking on this shit. So we had. We got hit up by by La Cabra Brewing, which means the goat, out in Philly, and they were like, "Hey, we want to get our hands into some hands of some folks in Pittsburgh and let them know what we're doing out there." And they gave us this Heapious New England Double IPA, comes in at 8%. It's fucking delicious, man. I mean,
really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, it's a New England IPA, man, and it's done really well. They apparently they keep about 13 to 14 on tap, a rotation and whatnot. They're not even distributing out here. Like I'm kind of confused why they gave us beer,
because they're looking into it. It's the first slow move. We that first move.
Yeah,
now.
A little tester or whatever.
We the test dudes now. We done moved up. See if they like it. Maybe we'll invest in sending some cans out there. Go ahead, send some cans, GOAT. We like it. Change your brewery name to LeBron if you're gonna say the GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, so yeah, I mean, I wish. Here's my endorsement. I wish I could get cans of this shit out here. Yeah, I mean, I wish I didn't have to drive all the way to fucking Philly. I don't really ever want to drive to Philly. Let's just say that. I would ever want to. But if you are in Philly, if you happen to be in Philly because you have to be, or you're driving through to get to New York, go out to
what happens.
Yeah, go out to La Cabra, man. Like apparently they're right next to Tired Hands, and there's another brewery right there or whatever, so you can do a nice little I mean, because most folks that go to breweries or whatever, I mean, they want to go to places
where
they can
a crawl.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, where you can go to. I mean, a couple of them. Yeah, I mean, now there's some breweries that are destination breweries where you're they're so goddamn good that you're willing to go to the fucking the Boondocks to get them or whatever. But you ain't got to do this with La Cabra. Apparently, they're right there next to Tired Hands or whatever. And I looked them up, and they got mad accolades and awards and shit from out in Philly. Let me see what they got over.
Philly never seems like it's close. If you ever look at the street sign to tell you how many miles it is, they just stop telling you that after it gets under 200, you no longer see miles. Like Philly always seems like it's like 200, 300 miles away. Like they never say like Philadelphia 52 miles. Nah, after you get past the 200 mark, it's just like when you in Philly, you in Philly.
Yeah, because because everybody within 200 miles of Philly claims Philly. Like that's like Philly is big as shit. You'd be like, where you feel like Reading is Philly. Yeah, I mean like there's like if you get right outside of Harrisburg is Philly. Like that's like that's East Harrisburg is Philly.
That's how it is. Like, especially when you get to college. At least when I was in college, like it'd be mad people from the outskirts and not even quite the outskirts of Philly. Just if you button your polos all the way to the top and you wore chuckers as kids, like you was from Philly. We just assumed.
We had we was in the phase when I was in college. There was it was the pink polos with the Timbs. Like and it was Dipset
and the long chin hair. And then if you had all three of them, if you checked all those boxes, you were officially from Philly.
Let's see. Some of these awards: Best Brew Pub, 10 Best Brew Pubs, New Brewery of the Year, 2017 Best of the Philly Beer Scene, Electric Brews. I mean, they got a whole list of accolades down here. So shout out to them. If you're listening right now, send us more of this delicious ass beer. We would love to have more of your shit. And if you ship it out here, we would love to pick it up in your stores. I mean, somewhere in the stores or whatever. But for now, if you're listening, you can only get it in Philly if you are unfortunate enough to be in Philly. If you're in Philly, go to La Cabra and get some fucking cheesesteaks. Shout out to what's that one fucking spot up in what is it? I forget the place. It's like North Philly. There's like like it's in the hood of North Philly. There's this like cheesesteak spot. There's mad cheesesteak spot. I'm never.
Yeah, I mean, you say this cheesesteak spot. I'm like, I mean, Philly. Every spot they claim they got the best.
Geno's are the two that I know.
That's the tourist shit. That's the tourist trap shit. Don't get if you had a Pangino, don't nobody no real Philly motherfuckers don't eat Panginos. Yeah, I mean, like they'll be like, well, that's where motherfuckers. Yeah, I mean, but like there's like this hood ass spot in North Philly that like the real like motherfuckers just be like and it's crazy because you walk in and they're playing like Biggie the whole time or whatever, and like it's a line around and it's a weird ass like because it's in the hood and the mix is like straight hood niggas and like white folks like because I like that heard about it on like Yelp reviews and shit like that. So like it's this weird ass mix, and then like right next to it there's this whole ass like bar where you can get like fucking Henny and like the whole
is it bulletproof glass at the register?
Yes, it is.
Okay, because what I heard is you don't get a cheesesteak out of Philly if they don't have the bulletproof glass. Something about that glass installation gets into it sinks into the meat of the cheesesteak. I don't know. Like my homeboy from Philly, he told me that. So like, if they don't have bulletproof glass,
I'm not robbing you for it. It ain't worth it.
Exactly. So shout out to La Cabra, man. Thank you for noticing or identifying us as tastemakers here on the craft brew scene. That's pretty dope. True. But we have who is universally recognized as a tastemaker as our guest today. I feel like he gonna put us in our place on the bit thing.
I'm ready for this education right here.
Yeah, you know, he's the curator of Breaking Brews, the founder of Pittsburgh Libations Week. We have Jason Cercone in the building. Say what up to the people.
What's up, everybody? I feel like I'm on the wrong podcast. If you're looking for education today, shit.
Well, the great thing about beer
into
education,
the wrong studio.
The great thing about beer education is it doesn't feel like education. You just learn the shit as you go. You're having a good time.
Yeah,
you're learning the proper way to have a good time, or to have a good time with the proper ingredients.
I agree with you.
And I think that's like super important, like especially for adults. You know what I mean? I think that's what we bring in. What I've seen in craft beer is like, look, we understand having a good time. We understand, you know, getting drunk, whatever. But here, let's do this right. Let's have some good
edutainment.
Yeah,
there you go.
Let's give you some nice tasting, good ingredients type shit. Like, I don't want you to just be out here getting drunk off your ass. Like, if you're gonna get drunk off your ass, at least have a good experience doing it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to be on the turnaround episode with you guys. This is great.
Thank you.
180.
180.
Congratulations to both you guys.
I'm like, what do you keep like?
You missed it again.
Like,
you missed the turnaround again.
Because like it's plausible.
Are you one of those?
Like when a dude tells another dude to turn around, it's a plausible moment. That's why I keep catching me off. Like the turnaround episode, I'm like, who's turning around here?
Are you one of them dudes? Because I think you're one of the dudes who be like, man, I did a complete 360. Are you one of them dudes? I hate when people say that. Like, I did a 360 and now, like, nigga, that's you back to where you started.
Yeah, you just dizzy now.
Failed math.
I get the 180. I just keep hearing turnaround. I'm like, I'm not.
We're going to get you on board. We're gonna get you on board, man. But so tell us what's going on. Well, let's, for the listeners who aren't familiar with Breaking Brews and Pittsburgh libations, like, how did you get into the craft scene?
I started drinking craft beer pretty much. I was introduced to it pretty early in life. When I was 16, my uncle used to get his hands on some Breckenridge Avalanche. I came from a very small town up north called known as Bradford, Pennsylvania.
Bradford,
yeah,
okay,
it's right on the border of PA, New York.
Is it outside of Philly?
Oh yeah, that's exact opposite direction. Yeah, about 3 hours north of here, about an hour and a half east of Erie. So I grew up there. There really, I mean, back then there was nothing beer wise.
You ain't nowhere.
So my uncle, every now and again, he would get his hands on Breckenridge Avalanche, and when he would, he'd let me try it, and I loved it. But at that point in my life, I really had no frame of reference about beer. You know, you're sick. I was 16 years old, so it was just, hey, this tastes like something. Maybe I'll discover something like this down the road. But for now, just give me my swill, and I'm a happy guy.
Shout out to all the dope uncles giving their
You're
nephews
right.
beer. Like, that's what you should do as an uncle.
Amen.
Yeah,
And
that's what uncles are for.
That's what you're here for.
Yeah, that's really,
Yeah, rest in peace. My uncle is like my big brother. And, yeah. But when I moved to Pittsburgh, I started discovering all of this great beer. And the story behind Breaking Brews was I was at the beer market, which is now known as Beerhead, right by PNC Park. And it was just like I think it was like a September night before a Pirates game. And I got there pretty early, so I was able to get a bar stool. And typically when there's a Pirates game, that place fills up rather quickly. And as people started to filter in, this guy came up to the bar and he wanted a Miller Lite. And they told him, we don't serve that here. You know, they tried to give him substitutions like, hey, try something different. He's like, hell no, man, I want a Bud Light. And they're like, no, we don't serve that either. We can give you this. He's like, you guys suck. He ended up settling on a Yingling. And when they went to get his beer, he said to me, well, how does this place think it's going to survive without Miller Lite and Bud Light? And I mean, and you can't move in there at this point. I mean, you're packed up against the bar. So I said to him, I was like, dude, I think they're going to be okay. They don't serve food here. Yeah, that was it.
Typical Yinzer.
But that got my mind thinking that there was probably a lot of beer drinkers out there that think like this guy. So maybe there's room for a website that doesn't necessarily do beer reviews, but talks more about culture, talks more about events, talks more about how the scene is evolving and how the beer drinker's palate is evolving. And then at around the same time, I started this in 2014. That's when the big renaissance of craft beer happened here with all of the local breweries starting to join the scene. And that's just continued to roll. And I mean, look where we are now. It's just crazy.
Fucking insane, man. There's a brewery like every week.
I know, it's hard to keep up. I mean, as a beer drinker, it's great because you go to all these different places and everybody has their own different subtleties on each different style. And a New England IPA at Dancing Gnome might taste a little bit different at Yellow Bridge out in Delmont, but both beers are still outstanding.
Well, a Dancing Gnome New England IPA is going to taste different from a Dancing Gnome New England IPA.
It's a valid point. Well, yeah, you don't even have to move from the stool.
I mean, I love all of the, I love all of like the boom and like that competition that it breeds or whatever. I mean,
absolutely.
You can't just make some shit and expect it to like fly off the shelves. Like, right. You got to bring your A game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, there's no more mediocrity.
Now the learning curve is been brought down big time. Like, you don't have that learning curve time. Nah. You have to come out of the gate strong.
I mean, there's a few breweries and I love this podcast because like being able to get in with some of the breweries earlier on or whatever, and then watch their progression and whatnot. I mean, because like a lot of the breweries, like their first year weren't the greatest. They were okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, some of them just weren't good at all.
Right.
And then, about a year into it, then they started to because I mean, you're changing systems. You're going from a home brew or whatever the fuck you had in your basement to like a full scale. Like, that's a hell of a jump, and trying to figure that shit the fuck out. Mm-hmm. But it was much easier to do that. It was much easier to stick with a brewery because you didn't have as many choices. Now, if this is shit, everybody's going to come there. They're going to be like, oh, it's shit. They're going to tell everybody it's shit.
Yep.
And then they're just going to go across the street.
Exactly.
And never come back.
And yeah, everybody is so quick to write off brands if they've had one bad beer. And it's tough because, like you said, there's still a little bit of learning curve, but things change over time. People find their zone and things can get better. So you don't want to write these places off completely. Go back and check them out later.
Yeah. And we've had that conversation on the podcast. And for folks listening, I want to reiterate that. Because over the last year or so, I've gotten more into the beer culture and online or whatever. Man, there's a lot of fucking people that are just quick to just shit on breweries and and it's like these are real people with businesses or whatever.
Right.
And you're just, this is on a whim that you're just kind of out here like throwing under the bus or whatever. It doesn't matter if you've had like 100 great experiences and like beers from this brewery. You get a bad experience and now like you're just gonna run out and like now don't get me wrong, you should definitely criticize breweries when they're not on their shit. If they're putting out shit, if they're or whatever, but to just go out and like have a bad experience and then run out. I guess that's the culture that we're in.
If
warriors
with shit popping up all the time, how do you entice someone to come back for that second go round?
Yeah.
If I had a poor experience, like because beers, I'm starting to with the craft industry, I'm starting to liken more to restaurant industry, right? Because if you're a restaurant, like you don't necessarily have to have an extremely different menu. You just got to have your flavor of that menu. So every brewery's going to have an IPA, a New England style IPA, but theirs tastes like theirs. So if I go there and I don't like yours, like I'm not a bad online reviewer. Like I'm not going to go online and start critics. Like I know you I'm hoping that you putting your heart and soul into this shit. This is your business. Like I'm not here to hate on you. I want your kids to eat, you know what I mean? But you won't see me again.
Yeah. And then that's fine. Yeah, that's why I think people should just be like, you know what, that's not for me. I'm a peace out or whatever. Motherfuckers just, but and I'm not even calling out the people that have genuine bad experiences and are sharing or whatever. I'm talking about the motherfuckers that know that a brewery is solid, know that they're putting out good shit, and they're just waiting because like they want a little bit of attention.
Well, trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers.
Yeah, you're just looking for a little bit of like it's like the TMZ of like beer, like industry where like you just can't wait to trash a motherfucker. Like, man, the fuck? Like, drink and be happy.
So were you a Yelp reviewer before you started breaking brews? Were you the type to hop online? I know a couple people that hop online and start rating everybody.
Shit, Yelp,
absolutely
Yelp sponsored
not.
the fucking Fresh Fest.
But I ain't talking about the institution itself. I'm not banging on.
That don't mean I fucks with all the Yelpers. I know a couple cool ones. Yeah.
I have a good Yelp story I can tell at some point during this recording if you want. But no, to speak to your guys' point, like for me, reviews have never been something that I held sacred, and I don't think anybody should, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's a beer, because it's subjective.
Right.
I could absolutely hate the beer that's in front of me, but it could be your favorite beer of all time. Like that La Cabra beer, I could have hated. I loved it.
Yeah.
So just saying, but so you guys can send me some beer too.
Jason's more like beer too.
But
I guess we should have thrown him in. Send something to Jason too.
I'll just raid the studio. But no, I just feel like if you go out and you have a similar experience and then the next person goes and has a similar experience, then there's a trend developing there. Then maybe the business needs to look at their initiatives. But if it's just one bad experience, don't condemn the business and put them on the cross for life, because I may go in there and have a great experience. And it's the same thing with drinking a beer or having a shot of some good whiskey. It's subjective as hell.
At least talk to the people there first. Yeah,
absolutely.
And like,
the people that don't do that, it's wrong.
I fucking hate that shit. Like, why? Like, it'd be one thing if like you spoke to the server and the server was like, man, and like but if you just were like all quiet and smiled at them and shit, like and then like ran and felt like, you motherfucker.
I've seen that happen. I've seen that happen. Yeah, even going out of their way to get some money taken off the bill, then still go home and use the internet to complain about it.
Twitter finger, fucking Twitter finger ass motherfuckers.
For me, like I always take it in silence. So I know wifey, she gets mad at me because I don't speak up a lot but I'm just like, look, they had an off night or they had an off whatever. I'm not even trying to wait for this second plate to come out. It's got to be real bad for me at a restaurant to like, yo, I got to send this back. It's got to be real bad.
Yeah, no, I got it. It's got to be like inedible. Like, like even if you give me the wrong shit, if it tastes good enough, I might like. And it's like
I ain't allergic to it. Like,
and like the price difference, like I'm like, you know what, fuck, like, cause man, sending that shit back, like.
It's just time is valuable, man. Like I was hungry as shit. I came in, you put some food in front of me.
Yeah.
I didn't have to cook it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and raise hell and look like the.
Oh man, I've worked in enough restaurant. I worked in the restaurant industry for like 13 years. So like I've seen all of this shit, bruh. If you can stomach it, you go ahead and eat that shit. It's probably better than what you go get. Like, that's just, it sucks, but most of those motherfuckers are making minimum wage.
I wonder
like,
if they do that.
Like, it's not like, you could be demanding and they're like, you know what, I'm really into the integrity. They don't own that shit. You're not talking to the owners.
They're going to go to the restaurant next door if they get fired from that one.
Yeah. I mean, they're not exactly. Yeah. Like they're going to be a manager. They're going to get fired as a server here and go manage the place across the street. Like,
yeah, and don't do that at breweries either. Don't think like they want American Pie your beer, yo. Like you start talking shit, you might get one of them Stifler beers. Get one of them creamy ales.
Jesus Christ.
Is this a ghost say? Let's fucking get that milkshake out for you.
You made it too vivid. Everybody had caught the gist. And you just took it that one step.
One extra step.
That's a real style.
You're a habitual line stepper.
So,
oh fuck.
Technically, this is coming out after Fresh Fest, but we haven't done Fresh Fest yet. And this is the weekly, and like it's actually this Saturday, which is weird to fucking say.
Less than a week away for you guys.
It's this Saturday.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. But tell us about PA Libations Week and like some of the shit that like like you're going through with like. First, tell us what it is, why you guys started.
Well, first I got to correct. It's Pittsburgh Libations Week.
Pittsburgh Libations Week. Okay.
Definitely have to make an effort to.
Yeah, because PA Libations.
That's a totally separate operation. They're doing some great things out in the Strip District, but we are doing some other things. But honestly, this whole thing came about. I think most of your listeners and the three of us sitting in this room can agree. Pittsburgh Craft Beer Week it had been around for several years, but it was really not serving the community the way that we felt that it should. I think the Pittsburgh beer scene overall has grown despite it. And I think that's great. It shows it shows that a lot of the businesses here know what they're doing. And do they necessarily need a platform like that? Well, maybe it's because the platform wasn't managed so well. So I looked at the whole scene, and with law changes in Pennsylvania, I was realizing that these breweries are working with distilleries now. Many of your tap rooms will have whiskey from Pennsylvania in their tap room, so people have an alternative. Likewise, you go to a tasting room at Wiggle Whiskey, for example, and they've got good local craft beer on tap. So I was already seeing some synergy in these businesses working together, so I felt, why not bring something that can celebrate the entire scene? Beer, wine, cider, mead, spirit, moonshine, rum, you name it. Everybody has a place here in Pittsburgh. People are drinking it. People are obviously elevating it to a new level. I felt that Pittsburgh Libations Week was something that could help showcase that and just be an additional platform to help put Pittsburgh on that map. We're trying to really put Pittsburgh in a place where it's looked at as a drinking destination. You know, like I always see people.
It's crazy that you say that because this is the most drunken city I've like. I mean,
well, okay,
it is a wash in liquor. Like, I mean, there's bars.
I don't argue with you there.
Yeah, I mean, it is a
Isn't
boozy
it
ass
number one bars per capita?
Yeah, per capita
in the
I
country.
mean, it's a boozy ass city, and that's why it's so like it's just funny to hear you say like I want people to like look at it as that.
Well, there's people out there going dipshit. They did that 20 years ago. What the fuck are you trying to do?
Like the East Carson Street has been around.
Yeah, but boozy can take on different forms. So boozy, like how they looking at the boozing though. You know what I mean?
Well, no, I mean I get what he's saying because like people don't know that about Pittsburgh. They don't know like that they can come here and have the depth and like the variety of booze that that you can find here.
Well, I think you look at cities like Asheville, North Carolina. That's a big one.
Asheville is fucking crazy.
People are always talking about their experience in Asheville and going down there. I want to see that go in reverse, where people are coming to Pittsburgh and saying, "Look what we did in Pittsburgh." And for all I know, this could be happening. It's just these aren't people I'm friends with, so I'm not seeing my Facebook page lit up with "Here's where I'm at in Pittsburgh today."
Yeah.
But overall, I think that's like with the Pittsburgh Brewers Guild, with their building, with their website and their whole brewery guide, they're trying to capture that whole destination here in Pittsburgh. We're trying to do nothing more than be a part of that as well and just help elevate the whole scene. I mean, like I said, we obviously have a tremendous beer scene, but we've got distilleries winning awards on a national and international level, wineries doing the same, meaderies doing the same. We figured, why not put the spotlight on everybody? And we're looking at what can we do for the year. Let's not just look at 9 days. Let's look at the whole year and just keep doing our part to showcase and put information out there and really do good shit for the community. Give everybody something fun. So the whole week that we're planning is October 12th through 20th. We're going to be looking to do a lot of educational events. try to get some people gravitating towards brands that they may not necessarily have known about. It still shocks me when I talk to people that live a mile from a brewery. They have no idea it's there.
Yeah.
And I always say, like, if a craft store opened up a mile from my house, I wouldn't have any clue. It's not in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Yeah.
But when people are into the beer scene, they're into the wine scene, they're into the cider scene, they're really into this stuff. We want to just give them something that helps bring them a little bit closer to each brand. So that's where it all was born, and we're hoping to do some fun stuff with it.
What did you bring us? And what should we drink next?
So I brought you some beers from, these are breweries that I actually work with. So I do some brand ambassadorship for these three. Nobelstein and Levity are both in Indiana.
I've heard of Levity. I've heard they have great shit.
Yes, they do.
Shout out to IUP.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, these two breweries are a mile apart, just outside. What'd I miss?
Ed gave me this look. Every time I shout out IUP, he give me this fucking, shout out to IUP.
For our listeners, that's Indiana University of Pennsylvania. They have a school.
They know.
Are they the Tartans? What are y'all?
They know.
What are y'all? The IUP?
With the Hawks. Fear the Hawks.
Fear the Hawks.
Fear the Hawks.
They have teams. You can go to IUP, party in abandoned buildings. It's pretty fun.
So
That's legit. No, my sister went to IUP. That happens. Yeah.
Oh man, shit! It was IUP was a blur. It was Sunday to Sunday. So
There you go.
So what are we? What should we drink next? I want to figure out what's in these growlers.
All right. So the growlers, we've got Jubilant Haze. This is their take on the New England IPA, which is pretty damn stellar.
Jubilant Haze.
And this is from...
This is Nobelstein Brewing.
Who are they?
They are also in Indiana. They've been around for close to 2 years now. They're about a mile from Levity. So they've really cornered that block in Indiana on Wayne Avenue and are doing some pretty good shit. So my job is to help get these beers spread across Pittsburgh for these guys. And then in addition, we got the Spoonwood Killer Diller. I know you had Steve on the show, so you probably had some Killer Diller then too.
Shout out to Spoonwood.
Yeah.
They're doing dope ass shit. They did a only built for purple plates.
Yeah.
It was like a Saison collab. Yeah. Like it's
Yeah, me and Mr. Potter were drinking a good amount of that the night we did my show.
Yeah, and, you guys were down.
We were at
the Philly meets Pittsburgh. What was that called? The
Philly invades Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Where was that?
That was at Spoonwood.
Spoonwood.
Yeah, the guys from the Breweries in PA website brought, I think, 7 breweries from Philadelphia to Pittsburgh.
Shit.
And they set things up there and just did like a regular beer fest. And the Spoonwood Kitchen did 4 different Philly-inspired sandwiches to keep the menu simple but give everybody something to eat.
Yeah.
It was a great time.
So they
was
did
a hell
4
of a
different
film.
cheesesteaks?
Just
Yeah,
don't
pretty much.
call them cheesesteaks. They're not cheesesteaks. I haven't had your food, Spoonwood. I mean, like, no disrespect to Spoonwood, but I haven't had a cheesesteak outside of Philly ever.
No.
I've never had
Well,
a
they
legit
said it was
cheesesteak.
Philly inspired, so I just...
Yeah, but don't call it a cheesesteak. It's a steak sandwich. Don't call it cheesesteak. Cheesesteak is a
Jesus, I'm sorry,
substance.
Day. I'm sorry.
Cheesesteak is a substance. Again, I don't like Philly, but cheesesteak is a fuck. It's like almost a religion. Like it's cheese and steak. It's one thing.
See, I want to go to this place you were talking about earlier because I had one of the tourist ones when I was in Philly.
It's fucking-
I didn't care for it at all.
I've been to Philly quite a bit, and I've spent a lot of time touring cheese. That's all I do. I go in, no matter how I'm gonna get a cheesesteak. Sometimes if I'm in there, if I'm in Philly for 36 hours, I'm gonna probably have like 3 different cheesesteaks while I'm there because I know. As soon as I leave these fucking borders, I don't know what the fuck it is, but as soon as you leave the border, once you get near Harrisburg, that's when you know you're outside of Philly. Once the cheesesteaks start tasting like shit.
I think the Chinese food restaurants in
French
Philly
fries
sell
start making
cheesesteaks.
their appearance.
French
on
fries and
sandwiches
shit. Because see, what they are serving is steak with cheese on it.
Yeah.
What you get in Philly is cheesesteak. You can't even see it. You don't know where the steak and the cheese end,
That's Food Network shit right there. That's very poetic.
bro.
It's such a testament to Philly cheesesteaks. It makes me want to go to Philly now. But it's so far.
Should have done this on location.
That's how good their fucking cheesesteaks are. Is that you're willing to go to Philly for?
God damn. This motherfucker really love Philly cheesesteaks.
Bruh. Yeah. No. I might actually gotta go out and get it soon.
So now, this is Nobelstein. Is this Indiana, PA?
Indiana, PA.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is actually pretty good. Like, what is in this? Like, there's some that's like, is it fennel or?
No. I mean, not to my knowledge.
No, I don't.
I wouldn't think
This is
fennel.
something different. This is something different. I don't know what fennel tastes like.
Well, have the saison. That's the fennel saison.
Yeah, but it has like this, like, I don't know, like a herby kind of a, I mean, like hint to it. I don't know. I guess because I just had this.
I was going to say you might be mixing the two
and then
here.
This New England or whatever, like just the difference in them or whatever. This has more of a like an aromatic kind of.
Yeah, I got a little bit more of the hot bite on that La Cabra beer than I do this one, but
I like it.
This has probably been, at least since I started working with Noblestein, their most popular beer outside of Indiana. I mean, they have a lot of good beers they're killing it.
So
in their
really,
tap room, so
really,
this one.
It's an Indiana pale ale. so y'all got the turnaround. Y'all got the turnaround episode, but I can't.
We're podcasting. People could have been laughing their ass off at home. It just didn't hit here. It just didn't hit in this room. You might be killing in Philly right now. You are killing some listener at Cal U. Like, you are crushing.
All those guys at IEP were like, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite style of beer?
I love a good West Coast style IPA. I love it when the enamel gets ripped off your teeth over 100 IBUs.
You're a masochist.
If that's what I need to be labeled
like
as,
spicy
then
food?
To some degree,
So
not
then
like
you're
super
different.
spicy.
So then you're different. It's weird how people take their pain. Because I mean, hops are pain. I mean, like it's bitter. Like I mean, you got to get through. Like the because so West. I like the fact that like hops are a twofold thing. It's bitter as fuck, and you can get as bitter as you could fucking get or whatever.
Right.
And then once you get past that, you're met with all the flavors and the complexities that come with that or whatever, and you're rewarded for that shit. But first, you must go through that bitter. And that's the same thing with like spicy foods. Is like you can get that fucking heat and like you can sweat your ass off for the pain or whatever. But like there's also, if it's good, you'll get some flavor with it. I mean, like,
well, you talk about palate evolution. When I was younger, like we used to go out for wing night all the time when I was in my early 20s, and even medium wings would like make me sweat.
Man.
And I would try to avoid them, but now I can do that shit plus even more. Not to like great degrees. I still sweat probably more than a human should.
Yeah.
That's the Italian fat guy kicking in.
There's only a certain level of heat that you can go to where like flavor is, and then it just becomes insane type
what
shit.
the hell are these people doing with these fucking ghost? What's the one now? The Carolina Reaper shit.
Yeah,
like, I don't get it.
Like those peppers don't really even have enough flavor in them to like be like I mean, like the amount of pepper that you put in there, it's not like a jalapeno has flavor and heat. A ghost pepper is just fucking heat, and I fucks with them because I'm a masochist. I like to sweat when I eat.
Did you do that?
That doesn't sound weird when you say it out loud.
Motherfuckers drink.
I like to sweat when I eat.
I do. I like to sweat when I eat. I mean, I get the fucking man. I get the like in India.
Was that? What did that mean? That's a little period of time.
Speaking of India pale ales, in India, if you are not sweating when you're eating, you are disrespecting your host.
That's because they have a lot of clothes on. I'm sorry to all of
They do be having a lot of clothes on
lot of shit.
for a hot ass overpopulated country. I be wondering like how the fuck.
So, why hasn't anyone said this before?
They do be wearing a hella like I mean this all those fancy garbs and shit.
Yeah,
there's like a billion of y'all like on the block. Like I never thought about that until just now. Like there is a lot of fucking clothes.
There's a lot of fabric out there.
There should not be as many Indian prints as there are. Like it like
a lot of fucking fabric and then go wear sandals. Like come on, man. Fuck out of here. But I'm not a spicy. We done lost all our Lady Indian listeners. Sorry about that. But no, I'm not a spicy guy. So I do like I do like some hoppy beers. I do like the more muted hop situations. I'm drinking more for refreshment, and I like flavor, but I don't like when flavor is overbearing. Like the pepper Jones and like I never really.
Yeah, like the spicy beers, pepper beers, and smoked beers. They're just not. That's not something I've ever been into.
Some smoked,
that's never been something I can get into.
Smoked is always an aftertaste type of thing. I like, and I kind of like to be delighted. Like, ooh, you know what I mean? Like you first put it in, ooh, you know what
I mean? Camille is actually doing.
Chill, bro. You cannot follow up and say wifey name after I said that. That's almost disrespectful.
What do you mean? He's talking about a smoked beer.
You missed it.
Anyway, she's doing for the cookout. which is a dope ass name.
No,
and it's a barbecue motherfucking beer.
She's super excited about that.
I'm super excited about that shit.
She came home. She was just out at Bloom 2 days ago. And she texted me like, I knew she was excited because she texted me like, she's this motherfucker doing some good shit.
She texted me, was like, yo, who's on the list?
Really, really
she
excited.
was like gauging like, yo, what's the list like? Yeah, I mean, like I'm trying to figure out where we at. Like I mean, she was like, I love the fact that these collaborations sort of take this like as a competition. Like they want to bring the best shit. Yeah, I mean, like
I was pleasantly surprised too because Bloom again known for their sours,
right?
And they're doing I forget what she said.
It's like a mesquite barbecue type,
right? With the barbecue infused, and she had the sauces at home.
What style is that?
I don't even know.
Listen, she said it, and I was there when she told me because I asked her what style.
Okay,
and I did what a boyfriend does. Like I had my ears available, but they were focused on another thing in the room. And I apologize. They were available. I asked her, and that's the crazy thing. Like I asked her, like, what style of beer is it? And she said it, and it just came. It was Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown teacher.
I mean, Jeff
Jeff
sent us the whole description, and I still can't remember what the fuck it is. I just remember it was for the cookout.
Yeah,
and they said it was mesquite was in that bitch, and I got excited. I was
they
like,
tried several sauces, and she's super excited. She said it's really good.
That's a kick-ass name.
Yeah,
I like that name.
Yeah,
I'm taking pride. Like wifey brought this to the. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not a sour because when she was telling me about barbecue, I'm thinking Bloom sour. I'm like,
yeah. No, but I mean, but Jeff is one of the most like gifted brewers like in the scene around here. I honestly, like me personally, I think Jeff is probably the most slept on brewer in Pittsburgh.
We got slept on categories now.
Man, like
that's
Jeff
how the craft scene is.
There's two brewers in the scene right now that I'm like, I mean, like, so you got Steve over at Roundabout, and he's like the brewer's brewer. Like all the brewers like pay homage. I mean, like he's that dude. Like, but like the city at large, don't like give that whole like you don't see the lines line. I mean, like did you see it like the DG release shit like that or whatever? So like he
doesn't need to do that.
He doesn't.
He just puts it up, and he just puts ridiculously good beer on tap, and people just come and drink it, and that's it. And then it's awesome.
The other dude is Jeff, man. He's down there in West Newton. Mm-hmm. It's a weird ass.
That might be
that might
weird
play
ass
more
place.
into it. It's always location. I mean,
yeah.
But it's crazy, and he's only open 2 days a week. I mean, like, but it's crazy. Like, it's such a beautiful fucking like location because they got that like that lazy float, and it's right next to the river, so you could like take the fam down there, get a growler, and then just go float on the river for like 3 hours. Yeah, I mean, like it's a dope ass place or whatever. But because of the location and because it's so out, he doesn't get as much love, man. And I was super excited to have him on the fest because every fucking thing that I've had from that dude has been absolutely phenomenal. Like his sours and all of the rest of his shit.
So let me ask, because I think that harpens back to our point, well, at least my point when I was talking about the craft industry is turning into more like a restaurant industry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and so what have you seen situations where maybe you've heard about a brewery or you've heard about a certain style that a brewery does and you go in and you might initially like go in there and you're like dealing with just that style or that particular beer, like I really love that. Then you try something else and you're like, damn, like they all around with it. Like I'm looking forward to that with Bloom because like I really just be tasting these sours and now I'm like I gotta get wifey Joan, like, you know, her name on it, whatever. So like I'm loving that. But has that happened to you, or how often does that happen to you, or do you always go in like I'm gonna taste a little bit of everything?
That's typically when I go to any like a new brewery that I've never been to, I get a flight. That's the first thing I do every time because I want to try a little bit of variety, and then I try to drink it in an order where I can enjoy each. Like I'm not going to start with the hoppiest IPA because that's going to ruin my experience for these other. I'll wreck the palate before I get to all these other ones. So I'll start and just work my way down the line.
Do you drink water in between?
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I mean it's
cold.
I mean, and then
dead ass serious.
Oh.
As you can see, there's no water. You've never seen water on this table. We got 180 episodes of photographs. There's never been water on this table.
We only had water on the table when AAA came through. We ain't want to fuck up his campaign. Yeah, that was the only time we've had a bottle of water on it, and he was the only one drinking out of that bitch.
Did we even have water? Oh shit! I think we might have had water for Marita Garrett.
Yeah,
we didn't even have water for Peduto.
Nah, Peduto did not get water. I mean, but we were in his office.
Not. It's helpful, but it's not necessary. You can still go from beer to beer.
Yeah, I mean, but if you do want
like a human being.
real experience,
Well, I should take this back. Like I'm not like sip water, sip water. Like that's just preppy, stuck up shit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, but I get it. You can really cleanse the palate and get right into the beer, but still, you're going to be able to get the most out of it if you do it the right way. Like I said, if you start with that huge hoppy IPA, then you're really not going to get the best of the stout. Plus, I like to let the stout sit for a few minutes, let it warm up a little bit, because you get new flavors as they come to life in the glass.
Oh, you got a real program.
I guess.
Yeah, you got a program.
I've never trademarked this shit, but you know,
you got a real program. No, do people see you come in and they be like, all right, let's get our shit. All right, Jason's here. Come on.
No, at this point, I was hoping
Jason's
maybe.
Here. Come on. Cold. This is a cold blue. Come on.
No, I'm still very under the radar.
Okay, all right.
Believe it or not, I'm under the radar. That's why I started a video series, just to try to get above the radar.
Nah, it's funny because I used to work at Giant Eagle, and like the owners of Giant Eagle used to come into our location, and like it was like it was like at Players Club when they hit the alarm in the bottom. It's money in the building. Like it was like that. Like they'd be like the Shapiros. Yeah, they'd be like the Shapiros are here, and I never knew what they looked like. Like I was so silly because I was all, you got a part-time job. You don't want to like invest in it. You want to do it a certain way. Like, I'm not really invested.
Yeah, I'm not here to like.
I'm not here for the long haul.
I'm just here to keep the job.
Yeah.
Like, just doing enough to keep this.
So I never knew what they looked like or who they were, but everybody would just be running around all frantic, had their name tags all upright and all types of shit. And I'm just like working regular. Like, I'm not going to front for these people.
At
like,
all.
This is not, I don't know who's who. But
you gonna get a real experience today.
Who was it? Was it Munch that would have the bag over his head?
Munch, yeah.
Like he would try to conceal his identity. We were trying to get him out there.
Yeah.
But you like, what I'm trying to get out there. It's just funny that. But I guess yours isn't reviews though.
But
yours isn't really reviews.
Not really.
Let's just be very clear here. Let's back this up a little bit. He's starting Pittsburgh Libations Week. But he's under the radar. That's an oxymoron. You don't start a whole week of libations and be like, but don't.
Well, who the fuck gonna remember that if you out there really experiencing libations though? You don't gonna remember it?
Well, I don't know about the people, and that's the thing. There's two different types. There's popular motherfuckers, there's powerful motherfuckers. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, like, so the patrons might not know, but all the motherfuckers that's bringing the man out of
okay, I see your end game. Okay, you want the power. You the middle of that Locks record.
Yeah. Is he eating right?
Is she drinking right? Oh, can we have that? We'll record that. Well, we gotta craft it up though. The song, so it's we gotta get it though. We'll get it together. It'll be a whole money, power, respect craft version. Now go ahead with your question. I'm just open vibes.
What's the next on this list that we're gonna try out?
Well, it's really up to you guys. If you want to break into the Levity 4-pack.
Well, you got a system.
I got a little mixer.
You went through the whole flight system. Let me know what's gonna give me the full.
So we got a wheat, we've got a Pilsner, and we've got their hazy IPA.
What would you suggest we start with?
Well, we've been doing nothing but hazy IPAs. You guys want to mix it up a little?
Okay.
All right, let's do the spell check.
Spell check.
All right.
Yeah, check
so
us
this
out.
is a Pilsner, yeah?
This is a Pilsner. Yeah. Check Pilsner.
How does Pilsner? I've always been kind of, since we've been doing this, I've been trying to figure out how do Pilsners, because we don't get them often. How do
Not a lot of people are doing
the craft?
They're coming back.
Yeah, they're
coming back.
Yeah, that's why you're
how do they fit in? Like, what's different about the Pilsner process, which has kind of had it out of craft a little bit? Because again, this might be the third Pilsner we've had here on the.
Yeah, I mean, there's not many, like Killer Pills, Voodoo. Yeah, I mean, there's been a couple of other, hoppier, Pilsners or whatever, but, not many. This might be
I don't even think of hops when I think of Pilsner.
No, you shouldn't. No, I mean, it's very subdued. I mean, it's more of a journey back to the beers that you came up on.
It tastes more like barley than...
Yeah, I mean, it's more... I mean, you're not getting... Yeah, the more of the malt-forward beer, you're not getting a lot of the hop out of it at all. I mean, I think... I don't know the exact IBU, but I know it's pretty low. And it's just
like that
it's a refreshing, drinkable beer. Yeah. It's like a lot of people call it a lawnmower beer. There it is. Yeah.
Pilsners be having that that aftertaste be like the moist or the. You know how you eat Frosted Flakes and they get soggy and they start tasting like that after a while? That aftertaste
that's exactly what the fuck it tastes like. Yeah. Yo, that's crazy as shit. Because as soon as I was like, what the? It tastes like soggy fresh Frosted Flakes.
That's what the Pilsners always taste like afterwards.
Because you know how because when it gets or you when you get to the end of the box and you get like all that mush in the box, and you gotta like drink it. You gotta eat it, kind of.
I love that end of the box Frosted Flakes. That's underrated. That's an underrated child champion right there.
I'll go on record now. The milk from Frosted Flakes, the best milk you're ever going to drink in your entire life.
As two black people on that
cinnamon toast crunch.
That's cinnamon toast crunch.
1A.
Okay, no,
cinnamon.
That's 1A.
But
for
I will
me.
give you Frosted Flakes as a nice second. But no, cinnamon toast crunch.
Cinnamon toast crunch.
I'm not arguing at all.
Yeah, shit, you could bottle that.
Yeah.
You could bottle that.
No, cinnamon toast crunch milk is horchata. I didn't realize that. That's what the Mexicans is down there eating. I didn't have that shit until I went to California for the first time, and they were like, "Oh, have you tried horchata?" And I drank that shit. I was like, "That ain't nothing but motherfucking cinnamon toast crunch
with a little bit of rum."
Yeah. That shit like,
this needs to be like a White Russian type of drink. Do that milk, like get some good rum or vodka, and do that milk.
Yeah, they
might do that.
Why are we not doing this?
No,
they
somebody
probably do that somewhere.
Yeah. No, we were just talking to who were we talking to? Was it Leona's? We had just had this conversation about like White Russians and like horchata and like. So we had somebody Mexican on recently.
I can't answer that question.
Nah, man.
That just sounds bad.
If they were Mexican, they were.
I can't answer that coming off of my Indian comment. Coming off of my comment about the Indian garb, I can't answer that question.
I remember having a conversation about that shit. How like it needs to. Oh, we were talking to somebody about a beer. And doing we were talking to Gary from Hitchhiker. That's what it was. We were talking to Gary and Andy from Hitchhiker because they did that margarita beer.
Okay.
And I was like, yo, have you thought about I don't have a good memory. I don't know how the fuck that even came back.
A good ass recall.
But we were talking about like cocktail beers and shit.
He could be totally wrong about who we were talking to.
Yeah.
I'm just going along with it.
Will be like, what the fuck?
It sounds real good.
But no,
it does sound
like a White Russian like beer type like thing, because there's some beer out there that has like with a lactose, like a milkshake.
No, that Full Pint and Mindful did a collaboration. His Royal Dudeness. It's like a White Russian. White Russian stout. I might be misspeaking, but I know
that's exactly what it is.
That's the inspiration. Yeah.
That's why I'm really starting to really enjoy about craft. Like you can craft anything. You can put anything together, like anything that has a distinct flavor. You can kind of, and it's weird that for me, it's weird that you can do it with beer. And I don't think a lot of people, and I'm very interested to see if Fresh Fest can bring that out to people. Like you can really craft anything. Like put out a cinnamon toast crunch beer.
Hitchhiker did that Count Chocula beer. It was fucking delicious.
God damn, a Reese's Puffs beer. Oh man, what?
Yeah, man.
What? I need a brewery to just do all my childhood favorites.
You guys, why don't the three of us start up our own? We'll do these types of things.
I don't know how to brew shit. I can.
We'll hire a brewer.
Okay, cool.
We'll just give them the ideas.
I just want to also throw in Cocoa Pebbles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Into that.
I'm glad you said Cocoa Pebbles and not Fruity Pebbles.
Just makes
Fruity
chocolate.
Pebbles doesn't really even leave an aftertaste.
Here's the thing about Fruity
real,
Pebbles.
like,
after the first 2 spoonfuls, it's shit because
it starts to taste a little
soggy
medicine-y.
too. It goes soggy too quick.
Yeah, they do. They do.
You know what? The first couple bites when it's crunchy.
Dope. Well, no. Now I like and I only know this because there was a point in college where for like a month straight, all I did was eat like fucking Cocoa Pebbles and Fruity Pebbles and shit. Like I would just like eat boxes of fucking like, and I realized like you look on the side of shit, I was getting mad nutritional value out of the motherfuckers. So you had all your vitamins, the motherfuckers vitamin the shit out of that shit, right?
Right.
So I was eating this or whatever, and like the texture of it changed at some point. Like now when I get it, like it has like these little, it's a weird texture crunch that comes with it that isn't the same. So like I
because they heard the complaints.
Yeah, so I don't even because that's what I think it was. I think that they were getting the complaints that it was getting too soggy, so they made them too hard. Now they're like too hard. They're like
pause.
This is the turnaround episode. You gonna pause me on the?
Well, I'm not changing. I did a 360.
But no, I mean, I'm gonna do Cocoa Pebbles. I will say cinnamon toast. I'm gonna do Cocoa Pebbles, and then I'm gonna do Frosted Flakes on my third. Like, yeah, I mean, and it's crazy that you just said this shit because it really does leave a nice like like Frosted Flakes like flavor at the end of this shit.
Yeah.
So with you, because you agreed with Dave saying that the Pilsners was coming back, what do you think sparks that? Because Pilsners could be like a Frosted Flakes of craft, where it's just like, this is the staple. Because think about Frosted Flakes, it doesn't taste great. It tastes good, and there's not really a household that isn't going to get it. You know what I mean? Like, Frosted Flakes was the name brand cereal that your parents could get.
Mass marketable.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it really comes to, I mean, this could just be my take on it, but I look at what a lot of brewers drink outside of what they're brewing. Like, they're not just sitting around drinking IPAs and stouts and all this shit they make. Like, they're drinking
hams.
Yeah, they're drinking hams. They're drinking Jenny Cream Ale. They're drinking beer they grew up on. I mean, they're not going to deviate away from that just because they're making all this other beer. It's just the reality of it.
Yeah.
So I think that's more of an homage to, hey, what can we do to make a beer that's in the craft realm, but also
Kind of reach
what
back
we
to
came
the
up on?
roots.
Exactly.
So
and
yeah, so we've done all of this
Pilsner's
outlandish shit.
Yeah.
Now it's
yeah,
like,
who the
let's
fuck
get
hasn't?
to-
Who the hell
Time
hasn't
to
had a
come
good
home.
Pilsner?
Yeah, I mean.
Here we are.
I'm coming home. I'm coming home.
That's exactly like that's how Pilsners are, like in the beer world. Yeah, I mean, like everybody was like, "Fuck Pilsners, fuck you, motherfuckers," and like Pilsner like fucked off, went to college, traveled and shit, and like now it's coming
That's what
back.
LeBron did. Fucking went to Miami, won some chips, got his body
Motherfuckers
together.
like, get out of here, fuck you, LeBron. They was trying to bring his shit down to
Then all of
Cleveland.
a sudden it got dark, and all you heard was, "I'm coming home, I'm coming home." Then the lights came on, everybody's like, "Yeah, LeBron!" Motherfuckers was pulling that jersey that they told people they burned. They pulled it out that bottom drawer. Did you know the bottom drawer of your dresser don't get nothing but the scraps?
Yeah.
Like, there ain't nothing real important in that bottom. You got your drawers in the top drawer, your undershirts in the second drawer, and your favorite T-shirts
Yeah.
in that. Then that bottom drawer has got all the T-shirts that were
the
gifted to
random
you,
shits,
or all the birthday gifts that your
all
kids
the
gave
chore
you.
clothes and shit.
Yeah, all the
Yeah,
shit you
I
cut
mean,
the grass in.
yeah.
That's in that bottom drawer. And so some dudes folded that LeBron and put it under.
Just in case.
Well, let's speak. Let's delve into that. No, well, now what did they do with him now? Because he's not coming back to Cleveland a third time.
We got a championship.
Yeah, you got a
Yeah,
championship.
that's all.
You can't
did,
tell
yeah.
me shit.
So okay, so now you're going to keep the jersey. You wouldn't burn it now.
I wore. Listen, I wore my LeBron jersey to. It was to a show. We not us. I did a Loaded show downtown at Arcade. I wore it the day that he announced that he was going to LA, and I'm like, this is the last time I get to wear this jersey because he announced it. Man, I wore that jersey like 4 times. Shit, you pay $150 for a jersey, you can wear that shit.
Yeah.
I just started
But-
working out again too. Man,
Yeah.
I'm out here.
we
My
talked
arms
about this
out.
before we started recording. The dude's he's just a good person. I mean,
I
he went to. I think he went to LA for the right reasons. He's been doing things the right
see
way.
a celebrity that has gotten as much fame and notoriety at a young age,
Yeah.
and not fuck up
Right.
the entire
Not at
Right.
all.
No weird stage, no like apology.
And he was in Miami for all that time. I mean, you could get
Miami?
into some serious shit down there.
No,
He was in Miami with money.
no.
Yeah.
He got money.
No, but he was in Cleveland with money. When you're in Cleveland
Oh,
with money,
bro, can
you
I
could
tell you
do
about the
whatever
Jones?
the fuck you
Can
want.
I tell you
there
about
are
the
other-
Jones?
There are other niggas in
Can
Miami
I
with
tell
money.
you about
are
the
just another
Jones?
motherfucking nigga, especially at 18. But when you're in Cleveland with money, you could do whatever the fuck you want.
Oh,
Yeah.
bruh, I was.
You got
Shit.
you got Canada, Michigan, PA, West Virginia.
You got East
all them-
Cleveland.
All them motherfuckers are like,
We got a bunch of bad Jones in Cleveland.
Buffalo, New York.
And they just got on cheap shoes. That's all it is. If they had better shoes, we'd be looked at like a Miami. Like, it'd be some bad Jones in Cleveland. He was walking around Cleveland with money and they ain't got nothing else to do. And he was faithful to his shorty from Akron. Like, he's my favorite athlete of all time.
Mine is Serena Williams, just because
She
is
slept on.
fucking.
She slept
She
on.
is the greatest athlete that I've ever seen, like, play a game in my life. I've never seen somebody dominate a sport like she's
I
dominated.
would say, yeah, as she's
tough to argue
probably,
with.
at least of our lifetime, she's the most dominant.
I've never-
She's Tiger
yeah.
with longevity.
she's she's way like I mean
she's Tiger
like
with longevity.
Yeah, she's like Tiger.
Because when Tiger came in, he was doing the thing.
If Tiger never had a curve. Like
well, he ain't have a curve. He just had too many side Jones. He fucking too many hostesses. He should have stepped his game up.
She's Tiger if Tiger would have curved.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So like, if he would have been able to keep it up, he would be on par with her. But I mean, no doubt, she came back pregnant in one. Like she was pregnant in one. Like she slept on. You know what I mean? It's just the sport itself. In the States doesn't get enough respect.
Nah, man, the tennis, women's tennis, and I get it, women's sports or whatever, like they're not always as fun to like. The WNBA is just trash to watch. I don't.
That is not
like,
true.
It's
if you really like basketball, them women be playing hard as fuck.
That's fine.
They just can't dunk.
But that's as a casual dude.
Yeah,
I'm not, like I want to see a motherfucker slam once
it's
in a while.
crazy
like, just to be able
how important that dunk is.
3
or 4 dunks a game.
Yeah, just to like, I mean, like it's important. I mean, I don't.
It's like watching flag football. It's like it's cool that you can rip the flag off his waist, but can you tackle him?
I mean, like there's a few sports that are like for me. I mean, it would like where the women's competition is on par and like and fucking Serena. Like watching women's tennis is just as exciting.
I agree with
to
that.
watch as men's tennis.
And
that is
true. I feel the same about women's golf. I mean, they're not hitting as far.
Yeah,
and I'm a big golf fan, so like I can watch women's golf just as much as I can watch men's golf.
All those skills in there that are involved, whatever, like hitting that ball at the accuracy and whatnot. You're like, yeah, you're right, because it's the powers in, and that's the thing about tennis. Like, I mean, versus like I said with the NBA, it's about power and like getting up to the rim to make those dunks, making some of those, because like them alley oops and some of the trick like shit that you be, I mean, that makes the game kind of fun or whatever. But with like golf and like tennis, you don't need as, I mean, like you had your Andy Roddick,
power and agility.
You know,
and I think tennis is the most appropriate display of women being able to be on par with men. Yeah. Because it is power and agility. And that's what, you know, with Serena, she has the power and she definitely has the agility to get around. And
I mean, like now, a terrible man will crush Serena.
No.
Yeah, I mean, like, no, they will. I mean, Serena's admitted, like, I mean, they're like,
just because she said, don't mean it's true.
No, it's true. Like, I won't crush Serena, but like, physically, if you have a middle-ranked pair of men, that middle-ranked pair of men is going to.
It's getting ugly in here, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know, man, because the dimensions on the court are the same.
Listen,
I would have to see statistics to see that serve. But I'd have to see that serve and that return are at a higher.
I'm telling you what they are. Andy Roddick serve is not met by any woman in the game.
But Andy Roddick is not a middling contender. I'm saying a middling contender, and the accuracy of how they can
speed to the ball or whatever. Like I mean, it's still a sport. If I hit the ball over here, you still got to get to that ball faster than I could get to that ball and then place it. Yeah, I mean, and a man is going to be faster physically. So I'm not saying that women can compete with men in tennis. What I'm saying is that it's enjoyable as fuck to watch.
I'm gonna go ahead and get off of that because you're not gonna send me home to wifey after saying that. I'm not gonna agree to that.
But what I'm gonna say,
Coco-preneurs on the couch at home, but I'm gonna say that shit. Hell no.
But what I am gonna say is that entertainment wise, that is one of the women's sports that is just as entertaining to watch as men, and she has dominated it like no other athlete has dominated their fucking like sport. Like LeBron, he is one of the most like. So I would say between the two of them, LeBron is probably the most physically like freakish like specimen that I've seen in a human. Like his build, the way he's able to like fucking run from one side of the court to the next and fucking like block a championship winning fucking like layup order, like that is impressive. I mean, like he is one of the most physically dominating like athletes I've ever seen in a sport.
Wasn't that dope to see? When he blocked it with I
swear.
And then Kyrie hit that three.
I watched that shit. I was like, this is like when he blocked that fucking shot. I stood up and I was like, he might have won the championship with that shit. Like, I mean, I was like, he might have won a championship. But as far as dominance in the sport.
Serena's definitely dumb. She's playing a one-on-one sport.
I was just gonna say the same. It's totally different when it's one-on-one versus.
So we got a couple more, and we got episode 2, and we might be sort of sober for this, sort of coherent, but probably not because we got a couple more.
I'm actually
because he drank the one we was about to sample, and then he's on his second pour.
Yeah, I'm actually.
Like we wasn't about to drink that and discuss it.
Well, I was at Apis last night, so I'm kind of like on some like, I mean, like
It's
I'm
recovery
time. Yeah, I'm on a slow rise. I'm actually proud of myself that I'm gonna remember this episode.
Yeah,
Possibly, but if you were at Apis,
it's been a very memorable episode.
you doing a 360. If you were at Apis last night.
That is a 360. And I'm back again.
So what do we have here?
So this
Hello, drunkenness.
This is the Haze Freely from Levity Brewing. Their take on the hazy Vermont style IPA. So we've had 3 different ones now, and I'll let you guys decide. Subtle differences. I get you get more of that hot burn on this one to me.
Yeah,
than the
this,
Noble Stein one. But
Yeah.
this is what the kids are drinking. This has been a very popular beer as well. And they've done some different variations of this one. They brewed this one with passion fruit, and then there's another one that I forget. Shoot, slipping my mind. So I'm going to forget that, and I'm just going to abort right now. I can't remember.
Just quickly speaking of passion fruit or whatever, Sarah Honey Young, she was on a podcast, American Woman Project. She collabed with Rock Bottom, Meg Evans.
Yeah.
And they brewed a passion fruit brewed IPA. Passion brewed IPA called The World Is Ours. And she had like this photo shoot for the label and all that. She painted 3 women like in gold, like head to toe body paint, whatever, like in gold, and like had this whole ass like photo shoot for this label. This label is about to drop tomorrow. I mean, when you hear this podcast, it'll already have been out. Yeah. Fresh Fest has already been happening. But like when you said passion fruit, I just thought of it because I was driving here today and she sent me this fucking label, and the label is fucking insane. Like, I mean, it's like I saw it, I was like, oh shit. I thought like she had just like it was like it almost looked like CGI or whatever. And she's like, nah. And then she sent me like the raw photo or whatever, and it's women painted head to toe in gold paint, like like it's for the beer label. It's one of
that's passion.
That's passion.
The type of investment moving forward. If you want to be a part of Fresh Fest, that's the type of passion we're gonna go for.
Man,
that's what we're looking for.
It was almost emotional. I was like, yo, this is a lot. Like, because when I first saw it, I was like, man, these are really like the body types were like very like representative of like real women or whatever. And I was like, this is like, I'm glad you designed it like that. She's like, no, it's a real fucking like I brought people in here, and then I painted them head to toe for hours, and then like did this for this fucking label, man. So shout out to Sarah, shout out to Rock Bottom, shout out to the Meg Evans and whatnot. Like,
have you had her brewed? You had Meg's brewed yet?
we did. Yeah, I had the brew,
fire, dude.
I had the brew,
awesome,
and I had the passion brute.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I was kind of trying to be surprised by that collaboration, and he kind of fucked that up. But I'm happy to hear it. And I'm a little more excited.
The only reason I'm able to talk about it now is because this episode ain't dropping to it. Because she like,
but
she gave
I haven't been to Fresh Fest yet.
She gave us she gave me like the straight like she was like, don't you tell nobody about this. I was like, so I might still get cut. I'm not sure.
That's all right. At least you'd be cut after Fresh Fest. You'd leave a legacy.
Yeah. But this is dope.
Good. I do taste the passion fruit in this.
This is just the base. This doesn't have the passion fruit in it.
No? Okay, so now
you're tasting something else.
Is this the Vermont?
Well, I mean, you're getting the tropical, the citrusy.
I was gonna say, is this the
citrus?
Yeah. So like I said, the haze has been done with the passion fruit. That's also been pretty popular, but this one has been freaking stellar. And
yeah, I'm a fan. We got to get them on the podcast at some point. If you're
I'll hook
listening,
that up for you. I'll get them down.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we gotta.
Yeah, you got an in. You got an in.
We know a guy. I mean, shout out to Levity. I mean, Noblestein.
Yes.
Shout out to Noble Stein. I mean, shout out to IUP doing big things in the beer world. Fear the Hawks. You know what I mean?
Hawks. The Hawks bark like that. What's that? Hey, what you, Ice Cube? Yeah. What the fuck was that?
I haven't progressed past 90s like hype like sounds. That's where I'm at. I don't have the let's get it. What the fuck is the kids saying these days?
Don't go.
Get it.
Can I get into let's get it?
Let's get it.
Cause look, I'm so my car. I've been fortunate enough to, I got a car with the screen, and so on the radio when it plays, it'll say the title of the song. And one day I'm driving and I'm hearing them, and I'm like, damn, this shit sucks. And then I read it, and it says, get it.
Let's get it.
It is, I think, is that Pump?
I think it's Pump.
Because it's always a little something. It's always little something. Nobody big, nobody medium size, no one average size, nobody post-adolescence. No, everybody little something. And if your rap name is Lil Pump and your dash after your dash is S Get It, I don't think you got longevity, fam.
Nah, it's probably not happening.
S Get It.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Is that how that song goes?
That's how it goes.
I've only seen it like the word. I didn't even know, and then an explanation under it on Twitter. But I've never heard it actually pronounced.
Let's get it. And I'm gonna say this on this podcast, and this is too because Dave's my man. So like, I'll get this to you. I blame Future for a lot of this. And I knew that would make Day. I knew that was gonna make Day extremely.
That was episode 1.
I am a fan of Future's works.
You know what?
Many of them.
I'm. You know, and here's the thing, and I will give it back because there are some shit that from Future that I'm like, you know what? Once you do get past the mumbling and you listen to some of the lyrics, he does have some of the shit, except for that King's Dead shit, because that was a fucking embarrassment.
It wasn't his song. he got a beat. He got a beat on his email.
He was starting to like. I mean, I was starting to be like, you know what? Maybe not that bad. And then he got a beat on an email. He said, I need to meet this amount of syllables to get this check. How do I make it to this many syllables? Bruh. But I mean,
if you listen to Future's Monster mixtape, that was actually pretty good. That was him revealing his pain off of Sierra.
I've because of our back and forth or whatever. Yeah, I mean, because I remember when I was a kid, my parents were always like, "Oh, I don't understand what the fuck they're saying. It's all trash." But it's like,
but
no,
it's
you gotta
real
listen
now.
to the lyrics.
That's a real thing now.
Yeah,
I don't feel like I'm just saying I don't understand what you're saying. I think I had to read S Get It to me to understand that it's not Let's Get It with the dude with like fake teeth. Like it's really S Get It. S Get It.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Yeah, that's.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
And it's Future's fault because Future made such a thing. See, Future's shit was based on codeine and like some sort of weed. I could understand if he slurred his words.
Yeah.
The drugs that are involved with this music now, I can't fuck with it.
Nah, it's a lot of trash. That's the thing. He was like, I will say that Future.
Oh yeah,
I'm old.
Yeah.
I will say that Future is a real artist and puts a lot of time and effort and has pushed the genre and the culture. But a lot of these little motherfuckers that are just like, and it's really
it's a formula.
It's little motherfuckers that they're just getting on because it's more business side, more money side or whatever, and they're copying that mumble style.
It's a formula.
And they're mumbling, but they're mumbling, but they're not giving the
colorful hair.
Yeah.
Face tat, colorful hair, and a good beat, and you'll be good. So let's liken it back to craft.
I was gonna say, like, going back to when I was gonna like, I was back then, like Bone Thugs and Harmony was probably the biggest thing. Like, am I gonna
THUG we beat? I'm from Cleveland, so you know.
Well,
I'm about to sing all.
But no,
but thug mentality. Thugging.
But like now, we're 20 years removed from that now. The people then, like the people that were 38 then, that were growing up on like Grandmaster Flash and all that shit. Like, do you think they looked at that? Like, we're looking at
exactly
everything.
No,
like it's like as you get older,
as you get older, that's just like, what it is.
Like, think about Bone Thugs and Harmony. They were making good music. It was just about weed. It was you know what I mean, the subject matter may have been taboo at that point, but it was good music. Listen, they made the greatest weed song ever.
But here's where I know I'm getting old though. It's the fact that like Travis Scott is dropping out or whatever, right? And like it starts to sound the same. And I know that it all sounded the same to our parents. To me, I can listen to a Bone Thugs album and be like, no, this is track 5 and this is track 1.
Yeah.
These are two completely different tracks, Mom. She couldn't hear the difference.
Right.
And now I can't hear the difference. I can't hear the difference between track 1 on this album and track 8 on the last fucking 12 albums you had. I mean, that's when you know you're getting old. You've lost it.
If everybody smoked a blunt, really the modern world could be a better place.
This is Drinking Partners Got Talent.
And we all just got wasted.
That is a very talented individual.
No doubt. choked out.
I have to say, if there was one thing I did not expect to break out today when I came up here was some Bone Thugs freestyling.
You have not been listening to this podcast.
No, I have been, but maybe not to that degree. He's been going for about 5 minutes.
$20 holiday all day, every day. Come around my way.
He's having a moment, man.
It's the best weed song ever, and it's called the weed song.
Like, Bone Thugs had some motherfucking Negro spirituals, man.
Did they not?
They did. They had some
Didn't it speak to
motherfucking
the soul?
Crazy Bone, Busy Bone. The motherfuckers. Oh,
Oh my guys. But so what I was going to ask in craft. So have you seen or have you approached upon a craft or a brewery that's like, all right, we're going to try to jump on a wave, but we're not really investing in the craft, that we just want to make something that's acceptable for this. Like it can be named this style because that's the happening style. It's not a good style. We're gonna invest into like the promotion, the canning of it, how it looks, or the presentation, but not into the beer. Because I think that's what a lot of old heads think about with music. Like all these artists now, they're investing in the presentation, but not into the actual music.
Right.
So have you like come upon a brewery that's like, all right, we're going to get into all the stylings and all the cool shit. Our space, our pub's going to be nice, but the beer is like,
I'd have to say not locally.
Good.
I think that what we, at least from the people that I've had contact with, which has been just about everybody in some way, shape, or form, everybody's in it for the right reasons. I think that people are trying to put a good product in front of customers. They're trying to create a good experience overall. It's not all about a money grab, which I think that's a hard thing to do in this industry.
In a burgeoning industry, it's very difficult to not go for that money grab.
Yeah, the pie is split in a lot of different directions and a lot of different slices. So you have to do your part to be a good part of that so people come to you. But yeah, I don't think that we have a lot of people that are in this for the wrong reasons here. And if there are, I mean, I haven't encountered them, or they're just not talking publicly about shit like that. But no, I think it's become what it has become because people are doing it the right way and doing it for the right reasons.
You know how I pick my beer? I get it for the shittiest can label possible.
Yeah.
Whatever fucking ugly ass, like if I'm trying some new shit at a beer distributor, if that label is not from around here and it's ugly as fuck, clearly that shit is good enough to not give a fuck about marketing. That's how it got on this
budget,
shelf.
You spend all the budget on product.
On the product. Yeah, I mean, because Coors Light, they got the fanciest bottles on the fucking. They turn colors and shit.
Yeah, like spiral tops.
It's like the holographic shit, like you get on a check. Like put your thumb on here.
Like, I mean, Budweiser got fucking your favorite sports team and shit. Yeah. Like it turns, the bottle turns blue. It's cold activated. Like you got all that science in your motherfucking label, and you ain't got none of that in the beer. Yeah, I mean, like, so I'm like, and honestly, I have not been like disappointed by any of those selections because I had this one, I forget the fucking brewery, but it was like, it looked like puke. The fucking can looked like puke. It was like a milkshake peach IPA. I don't know where the fucking brewery was from. It was fucking delicious, but the can looked like trash. Like, I mean, it was a very...
I think for the most part, like the artistic aesthetic value of these can labels has been beautiful. Every now and then you're going to run into one that just looks like there's some train wreck. But
some of these breweries out here, man, I can't think off the top of my head. Some of these breweries out here have shitty fucking labels. Great beer though, and those are the ones that I get. But like I'm taking it from like going to my local beer distributor, like, yeah, I mean, just like walking around being like, yo, that's ugly as. Why the fuck would you even put that on a label? Did you try? Like you might be like, and then that's what's crazy because it's like some of these labels, like you might be better off just putting like black and white beer, like beer, and this is the beer that you're gonna get, and then like boom, like because whatever you did is not it. But I'm just in the know more, so like I'm gonna do it despite your beer.
Well, yeah, you got La Cabra sending you shit, so you're in it now. I mean,
I guess I'm in the
ugly labels or not. You're getting beer shipped to your doorstep.
I'm in the game. Somebody was like, "Are you in the beer industry?" I'm like, "Nah." Like somebody asked me last night, like, "You in the beer industry?" I'm like, "Nah." And then like that people looked at me like, but I'm like, I honestly, I'm not. I don't want to feel like I'm in the industry. Like I'm more of a.
I've always felt the same way.
Like, I'm like a cousin,
outer fringe guys.
Yeah, I'm a cousin of the industry. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't want to be in the industry. The motherfuckers in the industry got way too much stress. Like, I like to enjoy this shit. I don't want to stress about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, these guys are working long hours. Yeah. They're doing a lot to create this ridiculously great art form. and bring it to the public.
Yeah.
Like we have our own art forms and another,
I'm a comedian. There
you go.
I'm in the comedy
I'm a
industry,
writer. I
and
always consider myself a writer,
I happen to like beer. That's it.
Yeah,
but I don't make the shit. Like people be like, oh, why don't you make beer? I'm like, it's the same reason that motherfuckers don't like. Not everybody that likes movies wants to be an actor. You know what I mean?
right.
Like sometimes I just want to watch a motherfucking movie. I just want to drink the fucking beer. I don't want to make that.
I kind of
shit.
want to be an actor.
Yeah.
One of my goals is to be in like Best Man 4 or 5.
I can see.
I could get in there, man.
I can see you going that route.
I gotta get my pecs a little larger. I could get like 2 more on my 6-pack. I could come spinning out of the scene where I could come out in the towel like whoa. You know what I mean? I could do that. I got my whoa together. You know what I mean? Like I got my shorty on the couch. I ain't know my ex was on there. Like whoa. I got that scene down pat, man. But look, we got one more that we got to sample before we go. We got it poured up already.
Yeah, we're already into it. So that's the Brazen Wit from Nobelstein.
Brazen Wit.
So that is their wit beer.
So
Nobody
why
has
is
a
it brazen? Let me see.
That's just the name.
Well, I mean, it's brazen. So
Well, take a sip and judge for yourself.
Don't
brazen.
talk to me, brazen.
So very
Don't talk to
obviously
me,
very
brazen.
malt forward beer.
Don't talk to
Nice
me,
Belgian
brazen.
influence to it.
That is a little brazen right there.
Mm-hmm. Also those little bubblegum notes.
Yeah.
A little sweet.
Oh, okay.
Nice
Bubble-
coming
I
down
do-
from all those IPAs we just consumed, right?
I like that.
I do like this.
They
And
did one with
I know I
infused with
like
blood
it.
orange, and it was. Oh,
I know I
Jesus
like
Christ, it was
it.
delicious.
Because when you described it, I had a song immediately that I attached to it.
Mm.
I always want you when I'm coming down. So I'm gonna have this brazen. After I have all that hoppy shit, I'm gonna have brazen. Then I'm coming down.
Yeah, no,
I always want you when I'm coming. You know I'm having fun when I'm singing. Like all my favorite episodes, I done
This has
sang
been a
about
good
17 songs. And y'all done brought me Bone back. I did a very good.
we are
did
old men. That's what old men do when they drink. They get drunk and they get to singing and talking about their day. Back in my day, we are old. We are officially washed. 180 episodes. I think we're officially washed.
I'm gonna tell you how washed I am. All right, and this is embarrassing. So don't nobody come up to me on the street talking about what I said on this. I always now imagine myself as the father from Princess and the Frog. He just seemed like a cool ass dude. But I just sit out with a craft on my porch, and my daughter come give me a hug, and I'm just broken down from a long day's work, and life is great.
Yeah.
While I'm singing all these Bone Thug songs, while I'm drinking my craft.
I like this. It doesn't have like a crazy banana
No, not at all.
like flavor
No.
or whatever. You know what I mean, because what's the
I mean, you get that
what's the
subtle
Belgian-
clove. Yeah, you get like
what's the Belgian with the banana that
Hefeweizen.
a Hefeweizen.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between a Hefeweizen and a wit. I still haven't, because they're both wheat based, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, and like there's the Berliner Weiss.
Berliner Weiss. Yeah,
Berliner
that
Weiss.
tends more. I think
Hefeweizen.
Yeah.
And this is a wit.
the Berliner goes more towards the sour, not like
Yeah,
completely.
because like there's more like there's a lot of
hard,
fruit. Well, I mean, they all get fruited at some point.
Yeah,
but
right.
like the Berliner Weiss is more like a sour, right?
Right. Mhm.
And then the Belgian.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, your Belgian style is typically on the sweeter side, more like
Well,
you're getting. I don't want to say
this is the wit, and this is more like malty.
Oh, sure,
And then
yeah.
the Belgian with the banana is the whatever.
that's the half of
The Hefeweizen.
I'm
yeah.
tasting this, and I may be way off base, but for me, I would like to have a dinner with this.
Yeah?
If I go out to
yeah.
eat like a good hearty meat, like a steak or something, I can
pairing,
have this.
yeah.
And, oh boy,
Yeah, some fried chicken with this. This is a good fucking.
I had that pressure fried from Mindful last night.
Oh, yo, did you? I was about to ask you, because if you go to Mindful and don't get that motherfucking pressure, that
haven't-
roasted ass chicken.
I
you
haven't
fucking-
had that yet. I heard it's ridiculous.
Oh my god! It's,
Yeah,
like,
it's
bro, I've been telling
ridiculous.
you, I've been telling motherfuckers, like, it's like the top 2 chickens.
No
in
matter
the city,
how
man.
crispy the skin is, that meat is so tender.
juicy.
Pause.
It's so. Oh my god, man! I've been telling motherfuckers,
It's-
and then you get that Nashville hot slice. Well, that man. Man, I've been telling them. You know how many times I've woken up and like had a podcast, like we got this podcast, whatever, and like wanted to like get in my car and drive over to fucking Mindful and get to like I always want for some reason I always want fried chicken on a Sunday. It's usually because I've been drinking on a Saturday.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then I wake up, I mean, and like I usually like, and we had this conversation. Oh, you get a little, like, you got a little money, a little show money in your pocket, whatever. You got a little hangover, so you want a little greasy food, and fried chicken is where it's at. And I live, I unfortunately I live in a place that doesn't have
Ain't
fried
nothing
chicken
better
on
than
Sundays,
waking up
man.
hungover and you go pick up them pants from last night and there's some folded 20s in that joint.
Ooh.
God, I'm in the wrong industry.
Ooh, what we eating today? What we eating today?
Hell no. Let me take y'all to get some ice cream.
We eating today? Meal money. Funny money turns into meal money.
Because them folded 20s be like, you know what? I don't regret any decisions I made last night. I came home with a positive.
True.
My plus minus is in the plus right now. So whatever I did last night don't matter.
It don't matter.
I'm at least $60 up.
I'm mad. Sprint's gonna be cool.
Man.
Nah, so thank you for, this layout.
Yeah,
I
man.
mean, we
I'm
appreciate that.
Happy to bring this down for you guys.
Yeah, especially I mean, like, because these are breweries that like we haven't been able to like get to. You know what I mean, like we've talked to Noblestein, we've talked to Levity or whatever. Like a lot of outside of the city, but like still part of the scene or whatever.
Yeah.
But because we're just constantly like in the, you know what I mean, like.
I know how hard it is to get outside the area. It's tough.
Yeah. So we appreciate, but like we definitely want to podcast with these folks and like get to interviewing them.
Well, I will say I was with Zach at Noblestein yesterday when I was picking up these beers, and he was excited that I was coming on, and we might be able to get him down into the Berg to get him on the show with you guys, man.
You got a seat here. Bruh. You got a seat here.
There it is, Zach. I booked you, so clear your Sunday.
Pay the man. Nice. So where can they find you?
Oh, man. How much more time do we got? And we're going to run out of tape trying to go through all these plugs of where they can find me.
Well, I mean, we got
So breakingbrews.com is probably the hub. You can find everything there, including the link to the Breaking Brews Experience, which is my video series that airs every other week on Facebook Live via the Breaking Brews Facebook page. Come check that out. Been trying to do my best to get guests on the show. Sometimes I just roll solo, but the objective is that the fact that it's live, so you can ask questions, you can drop comments, we can talk about it in the moment. I'm going to use your guys' platform to announce the Over a Couple of Beers podcast, which is something I canceled 2 years ago, is coming back.
Nice.
Right?
Nice.
So I am going to be making my dive back into the podcast world probably by September is my goal. We'll see how everything plays out.
Yeah, because you got a whole ass week of shit, so we all know how like planning.
Well, well, like I said, before we turn these mics on, fuck, dude, planning a week, doing the day-to-day activities, taking care of an 8-year-old who's freaking awesome and inspires the shit out of me for everything I do. There's a lot of stuff on the plate, but I miss podcasting, and I miss being able to come at you guys in the car and at the gym. And I had a lot of people tell me the video series is cool, but I wish we could get you back on the podcast. So I was looking at everything, trying to figure out whether I would want to do another podcast or just bring back a classic. Over a Couple of Beers is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And still tinkering with what the concept and the whole format of that show is going to be, but I'm looking forward to bringing that back. So while I'm here, I'll invite you guys. I'd love to have you guys on the show, and we'll do this in reverse.
And
we'll just
not even a question.
Yeah,
Over a couple of beers.
Right?
I'm much better being
we just basically
interviewing people. I've learned this.
Yeah.
I'm much better at being interviewed than interviewing people.
Yeah.
So breakingbrews.com. You can connect to Breaking Brews on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, you name it. You'll find me there. Also, Pittsburgh Libations Week. Just go to pittsburghlibationsweek.com. October 12th through 20th is the week. We're going to have a lot of cool shit coming out that week. By the time this airs, you'll have already seen the latest Q&A where I'm on Facebook Live answering questions for you guys about what to expect. Jump over to universe.com/PLW Kickoff Bash and grab your tickets for conveniently enough, our kickoff bash, which is taking place October 12th at Nova Place from 6 to 10, featuring breweries, wineries, distilleries.
Nova Place getting in. They trying to get their toes wet in this industry.
Man,
Nova Place is the place to have an event.
Yeah,
and we're looking forward to working with those guys. So.
Oh, great, man.
If you were at Fresh Fest, then you already know where it's going.
What it is.
Yep.
So let the people know where they can find us.
Hey, man, if you're looking for us, you can find us on epicastnetwork.com/partnerspot. You can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at Partnerspot. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, and Google Play under Drinking Partners.
Hey, listen, we want to thank our guest, Jason Cercone, for coming here, man. Check out Breaking Brews. Make sure you get your tickets for Pittsburgh Libations Week. It's going to be a hell of a time. You know, you'll see Day and myself down there. Listen, this episode, we want to dedicate it to my boy Donnie Young. Rest in peace. It's about transition. So make sure you transition from what you're doing just to living out your passion, all right? Because we out here just living out our passions. We all just invested in what we really enjoy doing. I hope you got to see that on this podcast or hear it. Check us out. And always Drinking Partners is the crew. Epicast is the family. And we out of here.
Thank you. It was great.
Good times, man.
Absolutely.
I like to see how it's funny because this episode we go to each time. It's funny to see how we come in, try to interview, all of a sudden the writer it's like we're sprucing up. The second episode gets it from the gate.
Yeah, you guys are already vibed. You got the lube up. Yeah.
Lubed up, you know what I mean? But no, it's great, man. Like, it's cool. I'm doing this shit, so it's like, I have no reason.
Epicast.